Come on.
Like the secret recipe he guards at Ike's Chili, Len Wade has long lived with the mystery of his own ingredients.
I've always known I was adopted.
For the mother and father who chose him at just a week old, he has nothing but kind words.
They were the best parents you could ever have.
And like many adoptees, he struggled with whether or not to search for his birth parents.
I was never looking to replace my mom and dad. That's not what it was about. It was needing to know where I came from.
Figuring that out would take a decade and came about in a most unusual way.
My wife threw a 50-year birthday party for me.
At the party, she had him hold up this sign and then posted it to Facebook.
Something about a mom.
Susan Olzowski Barrett was one of the thousands of people who saw that picture, but the one person who could actually do something about it.
She made all that happen within what seemed like seconds that had taken me 10 years to get to that point.
She's a member of a group called Search Squad and has helped hundreds of people find their birth parents for free.
That's why we're called search angels, is because we don't charge. A search angel doesn't charge.
What she does do is know which judges are sympathetic to helping get records unsealed.
Everything that's being done is legal, but you just have to know who is cooperative and who is not cooperative.
And so, at the age of 50 years old, Len saw his original birth certificate for the first time. And there in the place of his name was Barnes' baby boy.
This is where it all started, right here.
It was here where a teenager named Nancy found herself pregnant and with few options put her baby up for adoption. She died in 2009. It was a loss that would be tempered, though, by the gain of new family members.
Hello, Aunt Margaret.
This was the first time he'd meet his mother's sister, Aunt Margaret.
I've been looking for you for so long.
Inside, next to a memory lane sign,
Oh, look at you.
watched her nephew grow up through photographs.
Tell you what, you put my brother beside you and you look alike.
The family discoveries would continue,
You really do.
with a trip to Seattle to visit his new siblings.
I always wanted a sister, and now I have one. Now I have a brother, too.
It was from them that he learned that every April, Nancy would always remember her firstborn.
And every year on my birthday, they would kind of make it a special day, and my mother would talk about me, you know.
It was on Mother's Day that this picture was taken. Her photo in one arm, her ashes in the other.
Wished I could have met her.
Yeah.
The experience has been transformative.
It changed my entire life. My wife says I'm not the same person. In a good way.
And the journey is only halfway complete.
It's still a mystery as far as who my father is.
Bert Mumolo, Tulsa's Channel 8. A lot of people will hit the road this weekend to go visit Dad for Father's Day.
We're on our way to Moberly, Missouri.
But not a lot of people are going to visit their father for the very first time.
I can't believe this is happening.
Adopted at birth, it was only 2 weeks ago that Len Wade discovered who his biological father was.
All kinds of emotions going on right now.
Some of those emotions are swirling around his biological mother, who died before he ever had a chance to meet her.
Once I found my mother, I couldn't stop at that. There was just no way.
But along the way towards discovery comes the worry. What if I find them and they don't want me?
In fact, I know of one lady that they just completely told her not to ever contact them again. And that's the fear that you face in this whole journey.
Fortunately for Len, that hasn't happened. The first reaction from his father was surprise.
He had no idea that I even existed because my mother never told him.
He grew up an only child and now has 4 brothers and sisters and a father named Stanley, who's anxious to meet him tomorrow.
Is this really real? Is this really happening?
Headed towards Moberly, Missouri, Bert Mumolo, Tulsa's Channel 8.
I know who I look like.
His eyes were on the road, but Len Wade's head was in the clouds.
Is this really real? Is this really happening?
At the age of 51, he's about to meet his biological father.
I'm going to meet my father on Father's Day weekend for the first time.
When he found his biological mother, it was too late. Nancy Barnes passed away years ago, but a man named Stanley is still alive.
All kinds of emotions going on right now.
The 6-hour drive to Moberly, Missouri would burn up the rest of the daylight by the time of his arrival. But those emotions
Hello, Father.
were still waiting to combust.
Oh man, this is great.
In 1964, 20-year-old Stanley Small had just gotten out of the Army when 17-year-old Nancy Barnes walked into his dad's auto shop.
She went in there one day to get her car fixed.
Sparks flew on more than just the repairs, and the two became inseparable.
It wasn't just a summer fling. We really fell in love with each other.
But she was only going to be in town for a few weeks, and one day she asked him,
What would I do if she got pregnant? And I said, well, my dad's got a pistol down there, and I just, But I didn't really mean it. I thought she took it that way, but in Dallas she didn't.
When it came time to go, she took a part of his heart and left with a secret.
She never said any more about it, never mentioned anything about her being pregnant or nothing.
It wasn't until 2 weeks ago, at the age of 73, that Stanley found out he had another child.
I'm glad he's 51 instead of 1. I'd be in trouble.
The discovery has come with a flurry of like father, like son. From facial features
Everybody kept telling me, man, you look just like him. We got the same nose.
to footwear,
What width are your shoes?
Oh, they're extra wide.
even down to the day they were both born.
Yeah, same birthday.
They talked for most of the night, and by morning it was sinking in.
This is all real.
The decades of dreaming are over.
It's really happening.
All those years of wondering met
I love him.
with open arms. A Father's Day gift of hope that even though there's been a world of difference between their lives, there's still plenty of time to discover all the things they've got in common.
We're both criers.
Burt Mumolo, Tulsa's Channel 8.
It's like people.